Hello, everyone. I realize that window is super bright, so I'm going to close the blinds on it really fast while wait for some people to join. There we go. I think that is a lot better. Yes, perfect. Okay, it's not as bright. You can see me a lot better. I'm on my computer. I want it to be on my phone because I think the quality is a lot better in terms of the picture and stuff, but that's not how the day is basically winding out. Yes, I did get a haircut. Thank you so much for noticing. I know it's been a while since I've kind of got on here and done a live or an update. I've been very, very behind on uploading. August 2022 budget will be posted tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Then you get all of the great content that I put out. So I hope everyone is doing well. It is very warm here in the Pacific Northwest. I wouldn't say hot. And as I'm talking about the weather, I realize my go-to intro or icebreaker is always to talk about the weather. I don't know why. I did that with multiple people this past week. So yeah, it's quite crazy that's the only thing I ever go to. But yeah, anyhow, about the weather. So it is quite warm. It is warm in this room. I might be sweating a bit throughout this stream, but I figured I would come on and just give you all basically like total update on how things are going, where I ended up, where I landed, instead of doing a whole video on it because that's going to take too long to edit. I don't want to draft anything out. And yeah, I just figured I would come on here and do a live instead. So I have found a place. As you can see, it is a new background here. This is the office in the house I am now renting with two other girls who are both my age, still in the same area I was before. So my commute is an extra 3 minutes to work and about an extra 5 minutes home from work. So total, it's about 6 to 7 minutes to work and about probably 10 minutes home from work, which is really not that bad. I'm still in a very metropolitan area, super easy to get to, all of the restaurants, all of the shops, just, everything. And my rent got cut in half. So instead of paying, I think total I was paying $14.85 for the one bedroom, I'm now paying about $8.80-ish, depending on utilities and stuff every month. So I'm really, really excited to have basically about $700 extra dollars in my budget, and we can kind of allocate them all together and be able to really reach more financial goals, especially with student loans coming back due. I've been working with, I guess, like the company or whatever to like create new logins because there was a whole drama about that. But I have figured out, hi Mona, thank you for joining. I have figured out that my next student loan payment is due the middle of October. So I have about 2 months to save and make as much money as possible to be able to make a bulk payment to the smaller loan. So I don't think I've ever really gone in depth about my student loans on this channel, but essentially I have a small student loan that's fully in my name. It's about, I don't remember the numbers, to be honest with you. I have my budget work here somewhere, but I think it's like 26,000, 27,000. And then the biggest loan is in my mom's name, actually. It's a Parent Plus loan, and that's about 187,000, I believe the total is. So it is crazy how much it is. But I really want to get that smaller loan paid off because then it's not in my name. On paper, it will actually look like I am debt free, which is not the actual case because I have a verbal agreement with my mother to pay off that loan that she basically took out on my behalf. So that's kind of like my main debt right now. I did get into some credit card debt again. If you watched the July closing out video, you'll know that my numbers were not fully accurate. I wrote everything down at work today and did not bring the piece of paper home, but I basically had to itemize out what were my personal expenses, what my business expenses are for selling on Amazon on that credit card. I believe my personal expenses are about $1,100 and my business expenses are about $1,300. So that's something that I have to do Yeah, that's something I have to pay off. Yeah, it is yikes, but thankfully I can pay it off within hopefully within these next 2 paychecks that I get, and then I have some extra side hustles that I'm doing to just kind of like pay it off even faster, which is really, really great. So I moved into this new place about a week and a half ago. I was still on the hook for both rents, so my new place rent and my old place rent. My old place is being a pain in my absolute rear in terms of having to find them a new tenant. I posted it on Facebook for them, and I've gotten probably about two, maybe 300 inquiries, and I get about 5 to 10 a day at this point asking about it. And I have multiple people coming back to me and saying that they have not heard a response from them. They've emailed them, they've called them, and they have not gotten a response. So I asked for a status update on Monday or Tuesday of this week. I have not heard anything back. I know where their office is. So if I don't hear back from them by like midday tomorrow, I'm just going to drive over there. It's like 10 minutes and see if they can tell me in person because at this point, it's ridiculous. She didn't promise me, but she felt confident that they would have it rented by the 14th or 15th of this month. And that is 3 to 4 days away. So I'm not quite sure. And I don't want to pay another month's rent. And I'm not quite sure if I will pay another month's rent, even if I'm contractually obligated to, because they are not holding up their end of the bargain. I actually need to go do some research on that and really what my legal entities or my what's the right word, my legal statuses or what my legal options in terms of not paying that extra month of rent because they are not holding up their contractual obligations to the fair housing law in Washington state, which they continue to quote to me, which they don't quote it accurately at all. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm not happy about that situation. And it's kind of like the biggest hurdle right now in terms of my budgeting. So I have so much like I want to do with my now extra cash flow, not only from the savings of the rent, but also from my side hustles too. So we'll see really what happens. So that's really the update. I do love my new place that I found. My roommates are fantastic. They're so sweet. And my cat is enjoying, I think, the new location too. She has a lot more space to explore. I keep her in my room when I'm not here, and honestly, when I'm here too. But sometimes I'll like let her explore if I'm still unpacking because I'm still unpacking. And yeah, it all worked out so well. And I have this like extra office space too that I pay $30 extra a month for this extra room, and I share it with one other girl who also pays the same. And she really actually just uses the closet, which is not on camera, for all of her extra clothes. So yes, it is a nightmare dealing with my old apartment, and I am waiting to leave a like Karen style review on their property management company until it's been leased and I've gotten like my prorated amount of rent back. If she actually does rent it by the 14th or 15th, I'll get half of this month's rent back, which would literally pay for my next month's rent in this current place. And I would love, love, love that. Or it's just going to be paid off towards, the credit card debt that I stupidly got myself back into. And honestly, the whole, like, this sounds like it is an excuse. It really is an excuse at the end of the day. But the reason I got back into that debt is I was not paying attention as to what I was putting on my card. I was traveling, it was for a wedding, and I just kept using my card, but I was like, I'm gonna get the miles, I'm gonna get the miles. And then all of a sudden I came back and I was like, oh no, I did not keep track of any of that. And I was looking at my checking account, not my credit card statement, my checking account, thinking I had more money than I actually had, but not calculating in the credit card debt I had just put everything on. So I didn't do so hot in that regards, but you have 17K in credit card debt. Yeah, honestly, that was the hardest thing to pay off. Sorry, my hair's a little funky here. Yeah, credit card debt sucks because the interest rate is absolutely absurd on credit cards unless you have a 0%, which most of us after a year don't. I mean, whatever you can do to pay off that credit card debt as soon as possible. But also, like, have an emergency fund too. So you're not putting more money on credit cards. I had the theory once that my credit cards were my emergency fund because then I could just put it on the card and pay it off over time. But that is not a good idea. If I ever got myself into a situation where I needed more in my emergency fund, I'd probably put it on the credit card and then pay it like in huge increments from my emergency fund. But oh, yeah, God, 17K. I have been there. I don't think mine was ever that high, but I have been in a lot of credit card debt and it sucks. It really, really does suck. Um, the trend I've heard is that many Americans have been using credit cards so much during these expensive times and increasing their debt a lot. Yeah, I have to like create a new mentality for myself of how I really want to like budget those different things in terms of like what I put on my credit card and what I use my checking account for. I haven't really decided. I know for my business expenses, I want to keep putting it on my credit card because I can easily cash flow that with like the revenue or the profits from the business, and I'm still earning the miles. But at the same time, I don't think I should be using it for my personal expenses just because I don't keep track of it as easily that way. And maybe I lose out on the miles. So what? At least I'm not getting myself into more credit card debt. So yeah, that's the biggest like to do, and it'll all be like posted in the August setup video tomorrow, which I know I am going to be 12 days behind on at that point. But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, that's so good that you don't have any other debt but your mortgage. It really, that's fantastic, and that's what I want to kind of be. That's the point I want to be in my life, but it's going to be a while until that happens. Um, so yeah, that's really the update in terms of the old apartment and the new place that I'm living in. And now, so here's the other thing. So it's kind of just going to be a very chatty update video. So hopefully y'all stick around. But essentially, because I am now kind of paying half of rent, like I'm only paying with utilities, give or take maybe $10, $15, about $8.80 a month. I don't know if I really want to take on a mortgage right now for a condo. So my theory is I'm still going to stay in the market. I'm going to be patient for the right thing and rent it out and basically charge a couple hundred more than what my mortgage would be to have that little cushion fund. The way the lender has it all structured out is I'm learning this whole process as I'm going. Big plane flying over. It doesn't happen often, but God, what was I saying? Oh, the way the lender has it broken out is it's like principal, like every month you pay the principal, you pay the mortgage insurance, you pay the like regular insurance, like property insurance, the HOA fees, everything you pay to the lender, and then they like do whatever they need to do with it. So my theory is that I would do about $200 to $300 more than that amount to basically save it in case there needs to be a new washer or dryer, something in the ceiling is broken, like something happens, but knowing that all the other expenses are taken care of. There's different like ways I could go about it. I don't really want to do short-term rental. I'm thinking midterm rental or long-term rental. So like 3 to 6 months or like longer than 6 months of a rental. And each of those come at different price points for renting. So now it's just finding like the right location that I want to rent in. So this is like a very new development and I'm still trying to figure it out. I know for a hotel room, for sure, you needed a credit card to do that. And I think to rent a car because I don't think hotels and cars will do debit cards. I think you have to have a credit card. Yeah, because they want to make sure that they can hold somebody accountable for the money or whatever it is. Because you could easily I guess you could cancel a credit card too, but they're basically holding somebody on the hook. That's why they put such a large hold on your credit card when you rent a car or when you do a hotel, because they want to make sure that you have funds available in case anything does happen. You break something, you damage something, anything like that. So, but oftentimes when you check out, if there's no issue, they just refund that all to you anyhow. And I have learned that it doesn't have to be the same card that you book with. So you can book with a debit card and have the entire amount charged to your debit card, like the amount you pay. But when you check in the hotel, they do need a holding fee, and that has to be on a credit card. I could be wrong, but that's in my experience. Like I like to book through Travelocity. So if I book through Travelocity, I'll oftentimes I honestly always do it on a credit card because I like the points, but I have done it where I've booked it on my debit card, and then when I got to the hotel, they need a credit card on file, and so I give them my actual credit card, not my debit card, because they don't often accept that. That's just for the holding fee. So that's at least my experience. I could be wrong, but that's just how I do it. Maybe it's because I book it through a third party. I'm not really sure. Yeah, so that's really all of the life updates in terms of like the major things in my life. I feel a lot better, a lot more comfortable here versus like the other apartment that I was in. Holy moly. I'm just waiting for that all to be over. In terms of this YouTube channel, there is some exciting updates. So in the entire life of my posting videos on YouTube, oh, Mona, yes. So there has been some spiders in my room, and I have a theory about why. And it's only when I have my AC, like my little portable AC unit turned on. They're very small, like this big, and I've been easily to kill them, no problem. But I think because it gets like 30 degrees cooler in my room versus the rest of the house, somehow they're like getting in. I haven't had any when I don't have it on, and they only come between like 6:30 and like 8 p.m. at night. It's very odd. So I don't know where they're coming in from, but I haven't seen any, knock on wood, anywhere else in this house. So there's no other bugs, which I'm very, very thankful for, except for like a fly that gets in, but that's anywhere you're going to live. So yeah, it's been very clean. The neighborhood is great. Yeah, I really don't have that many complaints. The house is honestly huge. It's like, wait, it's more space than I think we all need, but it's nice when you share it with two other people too. So yeah, so back to the YouTube channel. So my entire YouTube career thus far, I've had the channel name of Seattle Glamour, and I've loved having that name on YouTube, and I think it really was encompassing of my reselling business when I was on Poshmark, eBay, Mercari more heavily. And as I started to post more like budgeting content, but then also content on like ThreadUp and what else did I do, like Flip and stuff, I've just kind of been feeling like if I ever wanted to leave Seattle, I don't want to be tied to the name of Seattle Glamour. So I thought a long time about what would really be my, like, what would really encompass what I want my YouTube channel to be, encompassing of my life and everything in between. I do really like the name Seattle Glamour, and I can always change this idea too, but I have decided to sort of rebrand to the Caffeinated Hustle. So I'm not all about like hustle culture, but I think my mentality is I really just like to hustle. Like I like to make money. I'm a fast-paced person. I love growing. I love just like, achieving really high things through hustling, not like hustling people out of their own money, but just hustling as like a mentality. And I love coffee. Like I am addicted to coffee. I'm addicted to caffeine. And so I decided that the name, The Caffeinated Hustle, would be a little bit more encompassing of the different sort of like things that I want to start posting on this channel. I will still be posting reselling content, and I will still be posting budgeting content. Like none of those videos are going away. It's going to be a very, very similar dialogue there. But because I have so many other like side hustles, I want to start sharing my journey of all of that too. My calendar is going off. And I think that would just be more encompassing. If I ever leave Seattle, then it won't be like a crazy rebrand at that time. My channel's not that big at the moment. So I really wanted to find something that was gonna encompass all of it. So I've already changed the like header on my channel. You'll see like the new branding on there. I haven't formally changed the name. That's probably gonna come either tomorrow when I post the video or like over the weekend. I haven't decided yet. And then my channel name will change. My profile picture will probably just stay the same. My Instagram has changed. It's the_caffeinated_hustle. So it's really easy to find there as well. And I do plan on posting more and more on Instagram as well, more like daily non-formal videos, just like everything in between. And then I'm going to start posting about my side hustles and my different journeys and maybe like a vlog here or two. I just got this little like camera thing. It was actually really cheap off Amazon. This is what I was going to do the live on today, but I needed to do it again. The new name will be The Caffeinated Hustle. So The Caffeinated Hustle. And I should be changing like the actual name of the channel soon. I just haven't figured out when. And then you also said my eBay sales are slow. I need to list more. I need to learn to sell on ThreadUp. Yeah, I would wait on ThreadUp. I have some very mixed feelings on them right now, and I'm going to do a video on it, but I just am not a huge fan of them right now. And I have some very, very interesting thoughts and opinions for them, let me tell you. So I don't know. I just sent actually a bag into ThreadUp, but it was a bunch of stuff that had literally been sitting in an IKEA bag for 3 or 4 months. And I just said, screw this. I'm so done tripping over this. I'm so tired of my cat climbing on it. Like, let me just put it in a bag and send it to ThreadUp. It was a bunch of shorts that I really wanted to take to the buy sell trade store in like April and May. And I never did because life was life at that moment in time. So it just happened at that point. So yeah, rebrand is coming, and I have decided to keep my upload schedule of Tuesdays and Thursdays, even though tomorrow's video is going to come out today's video is going to come out tomorrow because I wanted to do this live first. And then I am probably going to do like a Sunday plan with me. So I still use, if I grab it, I still use the Live Rich planner, and I've really, really enjoyed it. And I figured like we could do like a half an hour, 45-minute live where we just like plan on the weekends together. I also thought about doing it like Monday mornings, but the thought of having to get up really early on Monday kind of sucks. There's another big plane. It's all the like FedEx and UPS planes that land not too far from here. It's like their last pickup of the day. Anyhow, so yeah, I figured that could be something that would be really fun. And then I'm not sure like when the other videos will kind of be sprinkled in. I do have ThreadUp videos for you. I have Flip videos for you. What else do I have for you? I have some other like savings things for you. Anyhow, I have a lot going on and a lot of videos I want to post and just like kind of get a little bit more personal. I feel like my budgeting videos have gotten just so repetitive. Like it's the same thing, but like different numbers. So trying to make it a little bit more exciting, and any feedback, any thoughts, I'm always, always welcome to. I love feedback, whether it's positive or negative, constructive criticism, I thrive off of. So, I love hearing about that. Someone made a comment the other day that they have seen the quality in my audio improve. And I was very thankful to basically read that. I actually just bought a new mic for my iPhone. I haven't tried it out yet, but that should improve the quality even more. I'm on my laptop today, so it's literally the same quality from my very first videos. Same with the video, but it's okay. So yeah, anyhow, the quality should improve. I just bought a new ring light. It's actually in the Amazon box back here. And that should be like really exciting just to improve the quality and kind of get more content out for you. I figured maybe like Sundays I would do like a morning thing where it'd be like coffee and plan, or like coffee chat and plan, or something cute like that. I'll think of a cute name to do like the Sundays that we just plan out our week together and just like set ourselves up for success. I have realized that sometimes what I plan, I don't really stick to, and that is okay. I had a long chat with my therapist about this today, that I am just trying to go with the flow. Like if things change, and that's okay. Like I don't have to stick to this strict schedule for myself. I don't just set these strict boundaries. And so that's something I'm really learning as well. There's actually a girl I follow here on YouTube. Her name is Mikkel Jancy. And it's so weird watching her videos because I feel like we're going through similar stages of life. And it's just so interesting to watch kind of like myself on the screen almost when she says things or what she's doing in her life, and it's like, wow, that's what I'm doing right now. She does vlogs. That's really what she does, and I love her videos so much. She does solo traveling. Like, I want to start solo traveling, but I need to like save for it. But it is a lot cheaper when it's just me, especially because I don't really eat that much, and I know how to like find happy hours. I know how to find discounts. I know how to order appetizers that are like inexpensive. So I think solo traveling is definitely in my future, and I want to get one trip in before the end of the year. So once I probably get through August, I'll start saving a little bit for like a solo travel trip just here in the US, maybe even just in Washington. So I don't have to like fly anywhere. I can just drive. Yeah, so 2 videos a week for sure, and then a live likely on Sundays at some time to plan out our weeks, and we can all hold ourselves accountable as well. Yeah, I just started following, I think it's called the Female Solo Travel Network or something like that on Facebook. And it's just so inspiring. Like, people who are my age, people who are not my age, like all females though, like posting about their solo travels. And I'm like, wow, I want to do that. Like, you don't have to worry about what anyone else is doing. Like, you eat when you're hungry. You don't have to worry about somebody else. You can go in travel groups. You can go on your own. Like, and they go all over the world. And it's people from all over the world traveling all over the world, which is really, really cool to see. And you have like firsthand account of like where you should go, where you shouldn't go. And I'm really excited. I think that's really the next step in kind of like the process here of just like figuring out who I am, what I like, what I don't like. And yeah, that's really exciting. So, side hustle talk though, we'll go to something really, really exciting. So, Amazon Q4, which would be October, November, December, is wild, I've heard. I just started selling on Amazon in February. I took about like 2 months off of really sourcing, really doing anything of it to, one, deal with my breakup, and then also, hold on, I'm kind of scooping my chair forward, and then to also deal with like the crazy, just wild apartment stuff where like I literally didn't want to even leave my own apartment. And so literally on Saturday, this past Saturday, I went sourcing for Amazon for about 7 hours here in the Pacific Northwest. And it was so much fun. I should be sending all of this stuff tomorrow. I've been doing a little bit each day, but I have this basically tracker that does, like, it shows you if everything sells for at your price that you put, minus your cost of goods, minus the Amazon fees, like this is what your profit would be. And those so what did I say? It's probably like 7 hours of sourcing, plus about the 4 hours it's going to take me to package everything, weigh everything, like put all the stickers on everything, about 11 hours. But my suspected profit is about $1,300 right now for all of that stuff. And it's all well ranked. I know some of this might not make sense if you don't sell on Amazon, but I was like, oh my gosh, that's like basically $100 an hour plus that I've been working to do that. So I'm gonna go sourcing again, and just like replenish a lot of these things. So I'm really excited about that. And then my goal when I first started on Amazon was to send in every week a box that would profit me between about $150 and $200. And obviously this box like exceeds all of that amount, but I have to be careful because I have to be able to pay off my credit card that I put those expenses on. If I don't have the cash flow, then I get charged interest, and that's what we're really trying to avoid. So I don't know if I'm going to go sourcing this Saturday or if I'm going to have to force myself to wait until next Saturday that I can pay off some things. But I also have another side hustle that I kind of started, and this is like something anybody can start super easily. It literally took me maybe 4 hours to get approved, but I started driving for DoorDash actually. And Surprisingly, I've made a good chunk of change on there. I've only driven about 4 or 5 times so far, and I've made about $400 on the app. Okay, maybe like 350. But I think if I my goal for that is to make about $200 on DoorDash a week, which would be about $800 a month. You are a contract worker. You're like a W-9, I believe it is. So you have to subtract income taxes, um, or like federal taxes. We don't have income tax here in Washington state. So it's only federal tax, but then you have all those little weird things. So I've been putting 30% aside for taxes. And then I'm also putting about 10% aside for like maintenance. And then I just got this app where it's going to track my mileage. So I can start deducting my mileage at the end of the year. I have someone helping me with like the bookkeeping for both Amazon and door dashing. But my long term goal is to, one, we got to pay off the debt, short term goal, pay off debt. Long term goal, probably like 3 to 5 years. That's what I'm calling my long term goal right now, is to continue with these different side hustles, continue making this money on the side whenever it's convenient into my schedule, and then buy up like real estate and basically be a landlord for people. And that's kind of what I want to start doing this year, if not the first half of next year. So I want to buy a property and I'll self-manage it. I've been doing a lot of research. I still have so much more research to do about what areas would be like the most profitable, in terms of like renting out a property around the Seattle marketplace. So I've been doing that. I follow some people on Instagram who give great tips about being a landlord, what to put in your lease, what to charge for, and what not to charge for. And so that's been really helpful. And they're my age too. They're women investing in real estate essentially. So I am excited for that. But I have really found this like very unique, like not unique side hustle, but unique blend of side hustles for myself that fit into my schedule and honestly feed my soul. So Amazon is so fun because I get to go shopping and then I get to package it up, and it's like you're putting it in a box and then you get to like track the numbers. You can see what sells. Some of it I fulfill myself. So I get to actually package it for the customer, and it's like kind of soothing a little bit. Like it's soothing to cut out, because I don't have a Rolo or I don't have a thermal printer yet, but like cutting out the shipping label, putting it all down, taping it, and then taking it to the post office and knowing it's going to the customer, right? Like I'm providing a service, which is really great. And then DoorDash, it's just, I can do it on my own time when I want to. I was actually going to do it tonight, and I was like, you know what? I actually really want to go live tonight so I can get that video up tomorrow, and it'll all sort of make sense to everybody if they, of course, watch this video. So that was that. And then DoorDash, you get paid every Monday. That's like Sunday at 11:59 p.m. It's like the cutoff, and then you get paid on Monday. It doesn't hit my bank account until about Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on like the timing. But you get paid from your previous week's work the next week, which is like, that's great. Like where else really kind of does that? I don't think I've ever had a job that did that. It was always delayed a lot. Yeah, so I need to get into Instacart. If you have any tips and tricks, I watch a lot of people on YouTube. I haven't done Uber Eats yet. I just really like DoorDash. I really like it. And the Seattle marketplace where I live, it's popping all the time. It's so crazy. They had like a challenge last weekend where if you did 15 deliveries, you got an extra $75. So of course I did the 15 deliveries and got an extra $75. So Instacart, it's not like DoorDash where you order from restaurants and someone will bring you that food. Instacart is basically someone goes grocery shopping for you. Like if you don't have a Costco membership, you can order things from Costco through Instacart. But I will say you will pay more for items. And if you don't tip, you might be, on someone's Instacart video on YouTube. It's just really honestly expensive in my opinion. Like I do not order from DoorDash. I don't order from Uber Eats unless I'm going to go pick it up myself. I do not order off Instacart because instant cart. I always say Instacart. Instacart. Instant cart. No, it is Instacart. Oh my gosh. So yeah, it's just crazy. I haven't, yeah, I have all the stuff for Instacart. I have the bag, I have the card. I just haven't fully done it yet, but it is something I should probably look into doing. Especially when there's like slow times with DoorDash. But I've been kind of, now my mentality is to gear up for Q4 on Amazon. So I've been doing a lot of sourcing. And I think this weekend I'm going to do like a split day. Like in the morning, I'm going to do DoorDash. And then in the afternoon, I'm going to go, what am I going to go do? Oh, I'm going to go sourcing for Amazon. I'm meeting a friend downtown for dinner on Saturday. So I have to like only fit what I can put in my trunk so nobody can see into my car. But that's okay because then I can't buy as much. Yes, you basically buy groceries for people and then you deliver them. Do you get like an instant, like you get an Instacart card, like it's like, I think it's a debit card or no, it's a credit card, but it gets charged to Instacart. Now I can't even say it right. You get it charged to Instacart and they basically charge the customer and then you deliver those groceries to the customer's house, apartment, wherever they live. So yeah, that's really the gist of it. You can look into it, but if you know your grocery prices, you'll see that they are more expensive on Instacart. So I think I've done like Amazon, like the Amazon version where they deliver you. I think it's called Amazon Fresh. I have done that because I have found sometimes the prices are cheaper than the grocery store and it's free delivery. Like someone will just deliver it to you, but you should tip, like you should tip because that's how honestly we make a lot of our money. I think for DoorDash, I always make more in tips than I do on actually what DoorDash pays me. So if there's an order that nobody's tipping, like you're not tipping on DoorDash, it's going to be a while until you get that order, especially if you live far away. If you're a great tipper, like I think I'm a great tipper, you're going to have somebody who's really going to want to deliver that. Yeah, if I don't deliver, if there's no tip, yeah, I started doing that on DoorDash because it's like I'm not driving 10 miles to make $3. Sorry, no. That doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Yeah, tips are very important. So yeah, those are really my two side hustles right now is Amazon, selling on Amazon, which I really, really enjoy because it's just like I don't know, it's like a high you constantly get, but then DoorDash is like the constant flow of income, can work as much or as little as I want. And I know I'm going to be making money because it's so busy around here, so busy all the time. And then what else was I going to say? Oh, and I think for the month of August, everything I make from DoorDash in terms of profit, so like minus the income taxes, the 10% for maintenance, and then what else? Yeah, I think that's it. The taxes and the miles that I have to deduct or the maintenance and the miles. That's it, the miles from the total DoorDash payout. All that's going to go to pay off my business expenses credit card right now to make sure I'm not having or getting charged interest. So yeah, and then yes, I do make sure that the pay is more than the miles. I think the rule of thumb is to do like $2 a mile. If it's like 10 miles, then hopefully the payout's $20. I am a little bit flexible on that depending on where the area is, depending on what time it is, just because it's like, I really want to keep my acceptance rate up. I have found that when my acceptance rates on DoorDash is above 70%, I have been getting a lot better orders. So I would like to keep that higher. So I do get the better orders. I'm nowhere near getting like Top Dasher on there, like just because I haven't done the total amount of deliveries like you're supposed to do every month, and the total amount to even qualify for it. I think it's 200 to qualify, and then you have to do 100 deliveries every month. Last week I did 17 deliveries, so I don't know if I'm going to hit that, but I have noticed that things are a lot better when I have that 70% acceptance rate. So yeah. But yeah, so to recap all of that, My goal is for Amazon to send in, let's just keep this easy numbers and push myself a little bit farther, is to send $200 in profit to Amazon every week, per week. Doesn't matter how much I spent on the items. I do like 50% ROI, if not more, so return on investment. So if I spend $10 to purchase something to flip, I hope to get back at least $5, if not more. So sending in $200 a week in profit, suspected profit, potential profit to Amazon every week, and then making $200 driving for DoorDash every week, which would, before taxes, before expenses, mileage, all of those things that we've already talked about, I'm hoping to gross about $400 a week, which would be an extra $1,600 a month, right? If it's 4 weeks in a month, 400 times 4 is 1,600. So if you minus all of that, if we take out, let's do the math right now. So handy calculator, 1,600, and we're gonna do 10%, or not 10%, 30% for taxes, because you got to pay taxes. You got it. So times 30. So $408 in taxes a month. Oh, that sucks. But it could be less, it could be more, depending. But we got to save for it. So 1,600 minus 480 leaves us with $1,120. We're gonna probably take off about $120 and make it an even $1,000 for maintenance and just other expenses that I have for the business. There's let's see here. There's some subscriptions I have to just run the business. I have QuickBooks, I have Inventory Lab, I have the Bolo group I'm a part of. So those are all expenses that are for the business. But then I will say, I'm still learning all of the accounting things. I'm not a tax expert. I'm not an accounting expert. This is just what I'm learning as I go. And I have to really work with my CPA, who is helping me. And she's so sweet. I'm very thankful for her. But I believe you have to deduct your mileage before you calculate your profit or your taxes. So I believe it's 65 cents a mile right now if you drive for Uber Eats, DoorDash, or even if you're commuting to go sourcing. So whatever mileage I drive, that total. So if it was 100 miles, $65. I subtract that from the total profit from the business, and then that's what I do the taxes on. So I haven't been doing that calculation yet. I just got a new app. So yeah, I'm also really bad with taxes, deductions, and everything. Thankfully I know somebody who is a CPA who is so graciously helping me with all of this, and I'm doing some other stuff for her too, but it's I'm very thankful because I got a quote from an accountant that it would be almost $2,000 for them to help me set up my books for where they needed to be. And I had to be honest with her. I said, I don't have that kind of money in my business account because I save for taxes and I invest every single dollar back into the business. I don't save for this stuff. So I'm really figuring out on my own, and I really just need somebody to help me be able to pay quarterly taxes for my business, because I do have a business license, and I'm not going to tell you the name of it because I don't want you to go on Amazon and look at what I'm selling. But I do have a business license. I have a reseller license, and what else? Yeah, that's really what I have. And so you have to pay quarterly taxes in the state of Washington. And I really just don't know what I'm doing. I didn't know what I was doing for the first quarter. I have not filed for the second quarter because I don't know what I'm doing. I literally don't know what to claim. I don't know how to figure out my numbers. Where would I find a CPA? I don't know, actually. I have QuickBooks as my accounting software. I just got it a month ago, so I'm still learning it all. And I believe you can pay, I think it's $50 though, and you get a 30-minute session with the CPA to help set up your books successfully. And you might have to keep going as many times as you get it in order, but that would be a really great option if you're starting out. And there's another system that the other accountant recommended to me called Xero. I think it's either Zero or Xero. That's another accounting software that I guess works really well with people who sell on like eBay and Amazon. But QuickBooks works well too, and that's what my accountant knows. QuickBooks Online. QuickBooks Online, if you sell on e-commerce platforms, I believe that's the best one. But I would watch YouTube videos. I've learned everything that I know off YouTube. Everything I've learned is off YouTube in terms of like all this accounting, what I should get, what's going to work best. So yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, say I make an extra $1,000 a month. It goes towards my student loans. At the end of the day, it goes towards, paying or saving for sinking funds. It goes towards saving for more properties. It goes to saving for property for my own. It goes towards a solo travel trip at the end of the day. So I'm excited to see how much I can make. I'm going slow. I really need to put these processes in place before I can just keep going without having these systems in place. Like this weekend, I really want to go sourcing for Amazon for like 10 hours, but I can't do that because I really need to get these systems in place to know how much money is coming into the account, how much money is going out, what I'm spending, what I'm actually making, and all of the other things. So that's why it's like DoorDash is sort of appealing right now, because you really don't need any type of accounting for it. You just have to save for the taxes and save for your maintenance. But that's about it. And then, of course, I have my full-time job. Like, let's not forget about my full-time job. I still have a full-time job. I get paid very well. You'll actually see that I got some really, really nice commission the beginning of this month, thankfully, because I had to pay 2 rents. So I had to pay first and last month's rent on this new place. So it basically it was equivalent to the other rent. So I basically paid about $1,500 twice this month towards rent. So I'm thankful for that commission, but you'll have to watch the video tomorrow that'll be posted to see what my budget is for this month. Yeah, and I'm hoping this is the last month I have to pay, going back to the very beginning of this live, I'm hoping it's the last month I have to pay 2 rents, because if I have to pay that stupid old apartment again next month, I'm gonna not be happy. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be very mad. So I'm hoping that they get their act together and hold up their end of the contractual agreement that they signed and that they communicated to me. So yes, I really hope that they hold up their end of the bargain. But yeah, student loans come back due in October, so I'm hoping to get that. I believe there's about $3,800 in the checking account. That it's like checking savings account. There's no card attached to it. I'm using it as a checking account or a savings account. There's about $3,800. I'm hoping to get that number to like 6,000 or 7,000 by October. So whatever profits I make, I should freaking treat myself for sure. After God, what was I saying? Yes, I'm hoping to get that other account to 6,000 to 7,000 so I can make a bulk payment to my smaller student loan. My goal for 2022 was to pay off that 26,000. It's still a long shot, but it is doable. If I can really work my little tail off and I have a great Q4 on Amazon and I keep sending in, $1,000 worth of profit every week, it's doable. How many weeks until Christmas? Does anybody know? I could probably Google it. How many weeks until Christmas? Let's see. 19. Wow. 19 weeks until Christmas. So most people don't order stuff on Amazon, hopefully the week before Christmas. Hopefully you guys are a little bit more proactive. So let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say 15 weeks. I can send in, plus you have to talk about like all of the time it takes for everything to get transferred needs to go on Amazon. Like it could take like a month for everything that I send in to get where it needs to be on Amazon. It arrives within about a week to the main warehouse, and then they like shoot it all across the nation. So say I need to get everything in by the 1st of November would probably be a good thing to do, because then it's like you have Black Friday, things should be where they need to go. And then how many weeks until November 1st? This is literally what I think about when I'm procrastinating basically everything. I just go through all these random numbers, like figure out my life. Like this is literally my thought process every day. Trust me, you do not want to be in my brain. It's all over the place. I'm never just like sitting still. When I go to bed, this is what I think about. I'm like, okay, if I do this, I do that. Okay, and if I do this, okay, let me get printed out a map of all the places I wanted to go this weekend for sourcing. Anyhow, so 11 weeks until November 1st. So math again, because I'm a numbers girl. Okay. I love numbers. I love seeing the numbers. It really never ends. Like I'm gonna like write all of this down afterwards. I want to show you okay, so tangent. This is my one day selling on Amazon today. And all of these products, I'm not going to show you the products because they're selling like hotcakes for me, clearly. I bought on Saturday. When I went sourcing, and this is why I'm like, I need to freaking keep sourcing because like I'm selling this stuff like crazy, but I'm fulfilling these orders for myself. And so far I've done, I don't know if it's backwards for you. Shoot, it's not going to show, I don't think. Maybe if I go like this. Okay. How do I do it? I'm not very good at this, clearly. Okay, wait. Can you see it? Okay, there we go. I've done $182 on Amazon today in terms of revenue. So that's not including cost of goods and the shipping that I pay for these items. However, I can tell you how much my profit is because it's about, I'm making about $8 off each of these items. And I've made well, I would say it differs if they have multiple packs in each, but I made I've sold 7 units today of a product. I make about $8 off of each. So 7 times 8, 56. Okay. So I made $56 in profit today. And I just have to package the stuff myself, everything that was from Saturday. So I'm already like doing it. That's why Amazon is so much better than Poshmark and eBay. Like the data's there for you, the numbers are there for you, like you know it's gonna sell, where it's like sometimes you just don't know it's gonna sell. You don't know if it's gonna be in trend, if that's really what people are looking for. So back to the number. So 11 weeks until November 1st, right? 11 weeks until November 1st is what we're tracking on here. And then we need to send in a good amount. Like how much do I need to send in to pay off $27,000, right? So 27, 1, 2, 3, minus or for simple math purposes, $4,000 that I have saved already for that, okay? Which equals 23,000, okay, divided by 11. So I have to send in almost $2,100 in terms of profit every week. I don't really think that's gonna happen, to be honest with you. But it's great to see those numbers a little bit and say, hey, if I could actually sell everything, and that profit that's like suspected profit is only if it sells. If it doesn't sell, I don't make that profit. It's a loss for me at the end of the day. So I'm hoping I can keep up this like crazy trend, and what I fulfill myself is not included in these numbers. So just keep that in mind. I just had 2 orders of 2 of a specific product I picked up over the weekend, and I did not look at every store that I was at. So I'm going to go back. I'm literally going to go sourcing. I'm going to DoorDash in the morning, and then I'm going to go all where I need to go to the specific store and get these products, and then land downtown for my dinner with my friend. And then that will be like the end of the day. I've got to clean out my car and my trunk. And so I have all this extra space. I have beach chairs back there that I bought, and I have not even taken out of the wrapping. Oh, thank you so much for coming. Yeah, have a wonderful evening. I know it's almost an hour. I could sit here and chat all night long. I have nothing going on. I need to actually unpack. I need to finish editing the YouTube video and download it and get it uploaded for tomorrow. And then what else do I need to do? I should probably eat some dinner. I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. And then, yeah, I want to finish unpacking everything as soon as possible. I need to put some stuff in the garage. And what else? Oh, I need to update my expenses. Oh my gosh, you guys, hold on. This is my like YouTube filming desk over here, and this is my like actual work desk. So I'm not gonna show you my budget, but I have not tracked a single expense this month. So I think after this video is over, I'm going to sit here and track my expenses off my checking account so I know what's been happening. Yeah, it's been crazy because this is where it gets so tricky, and I kind of talk about this in the video, like the one that goes tomorrow. But I have because I'm in the pre-underwriting process of getting a mortgage or getting approved for a mortgage, you can't have large cash deposits into your checking account. So all of the money I saved for my car registration and the money I saved for my car insurance that was due this month, it all was coming out of my regular checking account from that commission, which is why I am so thankful for that commission. So yeah, I know we're nearing the hour mark here, and I appreciate all of you guys who are watching this. I am actually really hungry now that I was just talking about food, and I'm very motivated to get this expense tracker written out and getting myself like up to speed so we can get the first half of August close out next week, the second half of August set up for you guys, and then we'll probably do the planning video on Sunday. Don't forget, because I'm going to be here, and then I'll probably have another video that I'll post next week too. Hold me to that. Follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be posting so much more on there as well of just like daily life. And then I want to start vlogging a little bit. I'm going to play around with that. Like I said, oh God, I just hit myself. That's how my day's going. I got this vlogging little thingy. I'm hoping to take it with me, and I got to get a new phone holder thing on my car. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Yeah, I laugh at myself all the time. Shit happens. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next live. And don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you watch the video tomorrow and share it, and follow me on Instagram because I think there'll be some really fun content going on over there, more up to date. So thank you all so much. I really am so appreciative of you, and I'll see you guys real soon. Bye. It always takes a while to end this live stream.